The Tigers are headed to Delaware. The Tiger Lacrosse Report, presented by the Green Turtle, starts now.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
Wise Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and it's locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How could you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. If you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome to the Tiger Lacrosse Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Shawn Nadelen. And Coach, got to be the surprise team of the CAA. Delaware sits at 3-0 in first place, and that's where you're headed this Saturday. Are you surprised by the play of the Delaware Blue Hens this year?
I'm really not. Obviously facing those guys twice last year, once in the CAA semifinals and then having to take it to overtime after we had a decent lead and they came back and tied it up. I'm not surprised. Coach DeLuca's doing a good job there. He had a big crew returning for him, so obviously they're another year experienced and they're playing at a high level. And they're very balanced pretty much throughout the team.
One thing that we see that is similar to the UMass team that you played last week is they got a hot goalie. DeLuca's saving almost 62%. They're giving up less than 9 goals a game, which is similar to UMass. So you're going to face a similar type of a defense this week from a statistical standpoint. From a tactical standpoint, are they similar to UMass?
Not really. Similar, but UMass plays a little bit more team defense, and not that Delaware doesn't, but they seem a little bit more comfortable stretching out, pressuring a little bit more. They got some really nice athletes on their defensive end, so they're going to get out to you. They're going to try to get you out of your comfort zone. They haven't shown to slide too much, but will slide, if they really need to. So UMass was a little bit more compact. But also a little bit more aggressive when they needed to be in the slide category.
One area that they are different than just about any other CAA team is that they're not having as much success at the face-off circle as everybody else is in the conference. They're below 50%. That's an area that you can exploit if Alex has his typical day.
Yeah, we hope so. And then obviously, Alex is going to continue to work hard and prepare and to help the team be successful. And it's a credit to Delaware, though, that they've been able to be as efficient offensively. They got a very high-powered offense, even though they're not winning maybe as many face-offs to help them get as many possessions. They're making the stops and they're cashing in on it on their offensive end.
Remind you of a Towson team from about 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that you want to go back there. From a face-off standpoint.
Right,
anyway.
that was rough times at the X, yeah.
Charlie Kitchen, he's having a phenomenal year for them. He's 55 points already for the Blue Hens. What is it that makes him so effective?
He's just multi-dimensional. He does a great job when the ball's in his stick, and he can feed, he can dodge to score, he can dodge to move it and kind of get those Gretzky assists. He garners a lot of attention. He's a good-sized kid. He's explosive north-south, keeps his head up. He can see over top of the defense, and he's become very crafty around the cage, around the crease, and he's got a great complement around him with Kurtz and Isel on the righty and lefty side, as well as those middies, and so it's a very, very good group chemistry-wise, and he's obviously the quarterback of that group.
With the loss to UMass last week, you sit at 2-1. You're tied for second place in the conference, but now each game gets even more magnified because you're playing the first place team in Delaware this week. If you can get a victory, you get back into first place and some type of a tie if UMass was to win also. I'm sure your players know how important Saturday's game is.
Yeah, it's important for those reasons, but I think it's very important for us to get back to the way we're capable of playing and being able to step on the field ready when that first whistle blows and be able to play to our best ability throughout the entire game. You know, a complete effort, a complete game is really what we're striving and working hard to achieve. And, you know, we got to put together a good week of practice, and we know it's going to be obviously a challenge against a very high-powered Delaware team, and they're playing with, you know, a great deal of confidence right now. So we got to be ready to go when that whistle blows.
You mentioned in the last show that you've been a little disappointed with the offensive production of your first midfield. Last week against UMass, late in the game, we saw a third midfield come in with Drew Laundrie and Matt Severo, and the offense seemed to pick up a little bit. Are we going to see maybe more runs for them?
Possibly. You know, those guys are coming back from some injuries, so, you know, just kind of getting them back into the groove, you know, after the first and second lines were a little stagnant, so just getting those guys out there. We'll see how they keep progressing and moving along health-wise and see if they can give us some more minutes.
So, the Tigers will take on the Blue Hens this Saturday at Blue Hens Stadium. Glenn Smith and I will have the call for you starting at 11:45 on TowsonTigers.com. Last week we found out, for some reason, Coach Shawn Nadelen is a Chicago Bears fan. My question is, are you like Rob Ambrose? Are you also a Chicago Cubs fan, or who do you root for in baseball?
I'm not really a baseball fan at all, to be honest with you. I don't mind going to a game, especially with my kids. They can go and have some fun. I love going for the food, but I really don't have a baseball team. I grew up really enjoying watching the Yankees and the A's.
That's it. The Yankees, we'll cut it right there.
The A's were really good at that time. Ricky Henderson was always kind of a favorite of mine, you know, just to watch growing up as a baseball player. But I'm not too big of a baseball fan.
All right. Disappointing answer. That'll do it for this edition of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. For the head coach of the Tigers, Shawn Nadelen, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Tigers.